We acknowledge that the local authorities continue to operate in the traditional territories of the Middle and County Division. Regrets basically, just Phil sent his regrets, and then Dr. Brown is coming later. Any conflict of interest to declare? All right, we can move on to the adoption of the agenda. I did want to add in an in-camera session for this meeting tonight, which means that you guys all look for that. And then there's also and there we want to have a discussion on like the Women's Campus Safety Committee. Is that like an additional topic, or can I just do that in the comments?
We should hear your comments, and Ed said that he was having a little training here.
Oh, okay. All right, so I just need a motion to add an in-camera session into the agenda tonight. Motion by Director Plunkett, seconded by Director Solo. Is there any discussion on the matter? All right, we can move into voting. All those opposed, all those abstaining, and all those in favor. The vote passes 0-0 to 11. And then we just need a motion that the board adopt the amended agenda. So can I get a motion that the board adopt the newly amended agenda? Motion by Vice Chair Hatfield, seconded by Director Jones. All right, any discussion on the matter? All right, we'll go to voting. All those opposed, all those abstaining, and all those in favor. And vote passes 0-0 to 11. All right, we move on to the adoption of the consent agenda. So those were just two or three monitoring reports that I completed. The formatting was like a little bit off, but Jenna and I fixed it, so it should be good now. If you wanted to take a look at them. Everything was compliant, so no red flags there. All right, I just need a motion that the board of directors approve the consent agenda for GP number 2A, GP number 2G, and GP number 2F. Motion by Director Nakshatra, seconded by Director Solo. Is there any discussion on the matter? No. All right, we move to voting. All those opposed, all those abstaining, and all those in favor. And vote passes 0-0 to 11. Moving on to the minutes approval from November 4th, 2024. I get a motion that the board of directors approve the November 4th, 2024 meeting minutes. Motion by Director Jones, seconded by Vice Chair Hatfield. Any discussion on the matter? All right, move into voting. All those opposed, all those abstaining, and all those in favor. And vote passes 0-0 to 11. All right, moving on to my comments. So Vice Chair Michael messaged me a sign that was in one of the women's washrooms in the library, and it had some like phone numbers and like supports that people can contact if, like for like safety supports and stuff. And then on the bottom she noticed that it said like Women's Campus Safety Committee. So she's just kind of like wondering why, like what this was the thing. So Ian got back to me and said that it was out of date, so the library is going to go in and update all of the signage in there. Yeah, I'm not too sure if you wanted to, like, I don't know if we can start a committee, just the Women's Campus Safety Committee. I'm not too sure. We can do an ad hoc committee, but yeah, I don't know what to do for me.
Yeah, I'm just more so curious by because this one specifically. This was like for how long have we had it? Since when has it been done? And the numbers were also figured out to be so to change them or something. And I don't know, initially I thought we could have the campus like rules and like look at, but
yeah, I'm assuming like the Women's Campus Safety Committee, like it was run by a woman, like a student school. So I'm assuming that they kind of just like combined it with another kind of a campus safety group or something. Yeah, like I don't think they would have like gotten rid of it, and I think the services that the state, like the committee provided, I'm sure they're still like provided to people now. Yeah, I know last year we did have a campus safety ad hoc committee. So if you did want to do that, for that one, we just moved in the conference as well, and we talked to students about their campus safety concerns, and we got some good feedback about that. And then we brought it to, the students union. So, if this is something that you guys are interested in doing this year as well, we could create an ad hoc committee, for campus safety. Yeah, it's up to you guys, though, if you guys interested in that.
I just had a question about that. Maybe I've just never noticed. Is this like a sign that's in all of the women's bathroom on campus, or is it just in the library?
No, it's not.
Just
like,
like,
yeah, because I was in the library and in the bathroom, there's like a sign. Like in between the two mirrors, and it's like, oh, who's this number, who's this number.
yeah, that's okay.
I was just wondering like if like once it does get updated, maybe like it would be beneficial to have it in all women's bathroom, because like I personally don't study in the library, so like I've
Yeah.
never seen that sign before.
Ian, you got in touch with the library or something, did they just say they're gonna take them down?
They just indicated that, first of all, they thanked you for letting them know. There's I would say, a consistent issue on campus with updated signage lagging. Oftentimes there's signage that people just don't realize is still there, so it takes quite a while for it to get updated. So they were gonna make sure that information was updated with all the up-to-date information. For example, campus uses the telephony system now, so that all the phone numbers that are on that sheet no longer work. So I know within Laurier's health and safety department, they definitely coordinate that material across campus. We can certainly get more information about how that's updated and distributed, but whether it's digital or physical signage, we often find there's quite a big lag sometimes. And often that word of mouth acknowledgement that stuff's outdated is the best way to capture and get things updated, so.
Well, it's good that they're gonna update it then. I think that's kind of what your original question was with it, so. Does anyone else have any questions about that? I was also just curious, like, if in like the students union buildings, if you guys have any signage like that, or like safety supports or anything like that, if that's something that like.
I know the digital signage gets updated quite frequently, and there's been I know our marketing department is making a concerted effort to literally find all of the outdated signage on campus, so there are these fairly dated foot patrol signs that have been around campus for years, so there's kind of work in getting those either the correct information or those signs removed, so there's always an effort from our team to make sure that the information out there is the most up to date and accessible. I'm sure Ben can pass along any feedback to the team if there's additional information that people would feel to be important to be captured, and if there are spaces where there isn't information, where there should be information, always happy to take that away.
Yeah, I know personally myself, like, I don't really find an issue with like finding contact information if there's like regarding campus supports. So, yeah, I would say like you guys can whatever it is if you're in the marketing and signing stuff. Is there anything else you want? Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Yeah, if there's anything else you guys notice around campus that seems kind of like weird or just like, because the sign did look old, like it looked pretty old, so yeah, definitely you can bring it to my attention, and then we can bring it to get it to the proper person. Other than that, I don't really have any other comments. Move on to comments from Ben.
Everyone hear me okay?
Yeah.
Cool. So I can be there in person. I'm at Student Advocacy Conference this week, which is an Ontario Undergraduate Student Alliance event at Queen's Park. So basically, I'm spending my week meeting with a bunch of politicians up here. So various MPPs, and I have meetings with the Minister of Colleges and Universities and the Deputy Minister of Colleges and Universities. So trying to push some Laurier and then also provincial-wide advocacy points with those folks to try to see some change for student needs, which has been a fun experience so far. On the Laurier side of things, renegotiations have begun on our end for the Student Affairs Administrative Agreement, which is our funding agreement with the Student Affairs Office. So far, we've had two kind of all-day retreats with the Office of Student Affairs. And sessions including folks from the provost and VP academics office are starting next week when I'm back from this trip. So currently doing work to prep for those and see what the future of that agreement's going to look like. Looking a bit broader, our team's been supporting recruitment and admission stuff with Open House over the last few weeks on all of our campuses, so that's been fun. And I also had a chance to go down to Milton for a major gift announcement. Actually, I think the first major gift announcement for Laurier's Milton campus, which was really awesome. On the programming side of things, we've been executing programming for the Yates Cup and then the upcoming Vanier Cup. Our football team's doing awesome and have made some big championship games, so supporting those folks and trying to get students out to support them as well. So best of luck to that group next Saturday as well in Kingston. On the HR side of things, ongoing hiring for a couple new staff roles. So our clubs and associations department's been hiring an events assistant. That one should mostly be wrapped up. And then looking forward to hiring some admin support for our Brantford office. Speaking of Brantford, our volunteer operations team executed SU Showdown there last week, which was a big success. That's a large scale volunteer appreciation event that started last year that we're keeping going this year. A lot of great feedback from that so far. And then I'm starting work with Laurier's Freedom of Expression Task Force next week as well. So that'll focus on freedom of expression on campus as well as academic freedom. And it's run by the provost office. So hopefully more to report on that in the coming weeks and months. Some other notable meetings coming up. Phil and I have a meeting with the provost on Wednesday. And then non-tuition fee protocol committee meets next week. So Gabby and I will both be at that one. And then I also have a one-on-one with Deborah McClatchy, the president of the university, next week as well. So a lot of things in the works and a lot of stuff ongoing, but that's kind of the high level stuff.
Does anyone have any questions with this? I think your report that you submitted was picture coded, lots of details, which is good. So everything's good. Also the non-tuition fee protocol reminded me that the student life levy committee meeting is also next week. So Brantford directors, you guys are on that committee, and someone else. Are you on it? You are, okay. The meeting's on Wednesday, I think. The 27th, yeah, 10:30. So you should have all gotten an email about that. And then they'll send the proposals beforehand, so you can just look those over and kind of write your comments about it if you think that the group, like if their proposal is relevant for the money that they're asking for. Because the people in the meeting want the student's opinion first, so we're gonna be the ones to talk first. So you should be prepared for that.
Like the agenda got sent out early last week. So if you haven't gotten it, if you can let Ian or I know, we can follow up.
You went to your old
Yeah.
world.
In this forward. Did it go to their emails?
It's like this, their or my Lord emails.
Yeah. You guys got it? Did you get it? Yeah, you got it. And Brantford directors, did you guys get it as well? Yeah. Yeah. All right, we can, I guess there's no comments from executive director Stuart. No. All right, we can move on to the approval of the audited financial statements. So last meeting, I guess a couple of you guys weren't here, so we did have our financial statements, the audit presented to us. And I sent out an email asking if you guys had any questions. I forgot to take a look at the statements and stuff, obviously not my questions, which is fine. So the directors at the November 4th meeting made the recommendation to approve the audited financial statements just because we didn't have quorum to actually approve them. So then they got moved to this meeting. So if no one has any questions, we can have a motion that the board of directors approve the audited financial statements. So motion by Director Bouquet, seconded by Director Turi. Is there any discussion on the matter? All right, we can move into voting. So all those opposed, all those abstaining, and all those in favor. And vote passes 0-0 to 11. All right, and then we can move on to the ownership linkage committee. So this, I just wanted to provide an update to for everyone about the booth. So we had our booth on November 5th. And it was pretty good, like, we had some students come by, it was definitely more busy in the morning when we were there, and then, when they came, it kind of like died down, but it was fine. So it was good, we got to talk to students, and I think the committee, we're gonna plan on having more of those next semester. Just with like exams coming up in December, it's gonna be too busy to have one, so, probably in January for the next one. Yeah, and then the only other thing on ownership linkage is that we just had a date for the next meeting. So everyone for Daniel is here. So. I think, did we saw on Friday,
We thought about doing Friday because that was the best for the.
like Friday morning?
Yes. Which Friday is Friday?
Or the next
It
one?
could be a Friday.
29?
Yeah,
I'm not aware of that date.
okay, it was the 22nd. It'll be like, probably like 30 minutes all done.
I was tutoring until 1.
Oh, what does it start at?
Well, I have 2 children, one's at 8:30 and the other 11:30.
But they only go till, they're only 15 minutes, right?
Yeah, well, it's like 11:30 to 12:50.
Oh, so they're at half. Okay.
Would you do that afternoon?
Yeah, I can. It's just Daniel, I think he has to be done before.
Oh, that's,
Okay, yeah, we can go do that.
I just, yeah, last time or something that was before, like, 4:15.
Okay,
So,
so you're done at 1? So like, does 1:30 work on the 22nd?
I have a second meeting at 1:30.
Oh.
Can we do 2?
Yeah,
If that works.
I'm tutorial.
yeah.
2:30 or 3:30. I can skip my tutorial for 1 week.
No,
I don't think it's, if it's,
okay.
Yeah.
So the 6th is like, it's getting into exam season.
I don't think, well, there's no classes on the 6th.
That's true. Are you guys gonna be busy studying?
I can take like an hour. Okay. Because if we do it like in the morning of the 6th.
Okay.
yeah, that should work for me.
Okay. I think Director Tariq, you're on the, oh, you have co-op though. All right. I think so. All right, we'll do December 6th.
What time are we?
She's in the morning, so it's like 10, 10 or earlier. 10. Okay, do you want to set up a meeting for that then? And then we can make it. If not, then
I'll try to send.
we'll be send another date or a time.
Is he coming to the board?
He said he was coming at 6:15, so
I think
I guess, okay, because he just has class, so, because he just wanted to ask questions about the program, so it's really helpful. But. Maybe just text him and be like, we're doing that now. Just-
I wanted to bring something up. So I was talking to a couple of the, like the executive members of some of the student union clubs. And they mentioned that, like, the feedback that I got was we could put out like a satisfaction survey. For, I know, because student union does all the reimbursements and everything, and like the event request forms and stuff like that. So if they had any feedback on that, like if we put out like, it doesn't have to be a survey, like anything, where they can like put in any feedback that they have for students. So I just wanted to bring that up. See what-
Yeah, that's good. I think, Ben, I guess, does the, like, if clubs and associations do they normally put in?
Yeah, so from a feedback perspective, our team's been pretty intentional about trying to collect student feedback throughout the year. So we're out on the Waterloo campus every week collecting student feedback, and clubs and associations is one of the categories we're specifically targeting. I didn't hear the full comment. I'm going to assume part of it is about either expenditure or event timelines.
Yeah.
Okay. So the expense side of things, our team's been pretty cut and dry with this year. We've sent communication to clubs about our timelines and we've been pretty good about sticking to them. Oftentimes where we're seeing things get caught is when things aren't getting fully approved before they come to our office. So for faculty-based clubs, we encourage folks to get with their faculty association if you guys are getting that feedback, but our team's been pretty on the ball. From the event side of things, our team's been slammed as of late, which is part of the need for that clubs and associations events assistant, which hopefully is getting up shortly. Feedback wise, though, clubs are always more than welcome to reach out to their respective AVP. So every club on both the Waterloo and Brantford campus have an assigned associate vice president in the clubs department who's a main point of contact for anything. So if they have feedback, how things need to be addressed, we would encourage them to reach out to those AVPs. If that's not seeming like a viable option, Alia, our VP in that department, always available for a meeting, an email, whatever. So those are kind of primary methods of feedback directed to that department. Otherwise, our student engagement stuff is always up and running every week, where folks can provide anonymous feedback.
And are you, I guess like, do you guys do like a mid survey or end of year survey? Is that
Yep.
something-
So I know the clubs department specifically has done some feedback outreach generally once or twice a year. I'm not sure if anything has gone out specifically this year yet, but I can follow up with Alia on that front. A lot of it's we're trying to centralize a lot of our student feedback piece into kind of that central student engagement stuff so we can store all that information in one place so it's not siloed in specific departments. Because oftentimes every department or everyone on our team can benefit from the feedback that we're getting, even if it is specific to just club stuff. So a lot of that stuff is ideally getting centralized in our student engagement work, but I can definitely connect with our team to see if there's some club specific stuff that can get sent out.
So, AVP of Clubs and Associations, right? That's really.
That is, yeah, the perfect first point of contact. On Waterloo, that's Aaron Smith or Isabella Aderoso. Their emails are on the website.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. So I guess we can move on to the health and safety plan. I guess it's just a Q&A session. I know Daniel had some questions.
He said he's coming quickly.
We just had some questions at last meeting and the meeting before then. Just about, like the usage and like, all that stuff, so. What do you know, does anyone else have any questions about that? Plan?
I guess, so I work at the ICT, I know we've met before.
Yes.
I know we have some students who missed the opt-out deadline and they're wondering if there's any leeway, like after the deadline, if they're still able to opt out of the plan.
So the really quick answer is we try and be very tight with that, just for administrative purposes. When there are really extenuating circumstances, we always have wiggle room. If there's a passionate reason that a student needs an extension of the 8-week deadline, we're always happy to talk about that, but we try to be firm with that deadline for sure.
When did you have people asking about it?
At the start of the year.
Oh, okay, so if you're asking now.
No.
Okay. And do students have to do it for winter as well, or just if they're joining winter?
It's only for the term you start your studies in. So if you start in the fall, you opt out for the full policy year. If you start in winter, you're only here June through the end of the plan year is August 31. So you only have to opt out from January to August 31, but it's always the plan year and you only do it once.
What's like the budget that the student has when it comes to savings of mental health services? Say someone's in need of a psychotherapist and it is pretty hefty with upwards of $200 each session. So by opting in with this health plan, what can my students expect from the service
So there's two umbrellas under the mental health portfolio right now. One of them is those mental health supports you just mentioned. So a student has $1,000 available to them.
Is that each term?
Nope, that's over the plan year. We cap that at $100 per visit. So for instance, generally a visit can be $120. So you're gonna get 10 of those $100 reimbursements. And again, that cap is there just to kind of help stretch that a little bit and get students more coverage.
Yeah.
The other piece that is under the mental health umbrella, a lot of times if students dealing with something like ADHD, other learning disabilities, they might need a psychoeducational assessment.
Yeah.
So there's $1,500 for a psychoeducational assessment also available on the plan.
I like the answer for all the questions.
A lot of times too, students will need those assessments when they register with Accessible Learning, so it does help with that.
My question is, I know that there are some clinics that, they go to the center, so if they have access to the local community. How about, so the thing you know is, in the summer, I went to this clinic. And, I used to have access to my housing. So I keep getting emails from them, and they're like, your thing is about to expire, use it, you know, and so it's like, how much do they know about it?
That's a really big topic, actually. There are some dental clinics very close to campus that are very predatory. And I could probably give you the name of the dental clinic that you might have visited, just kind of guessing. In any event, the only thing that people have about our plans is what's coming. So, the health and dental plan coverage is available on the website. It is a public website. However, that is the nature of some of these businesses, especially with dental. As you'll notice, there are large amounts of dentists around campus. There are dentists that actually want to come on campus as well and solicit students. So we try and be very protective of our student body. We try to vet any organization that works with our health and dental plan. So for instance, most people might know that the pharmacy right across the street, University Pharmacy, we've been working with that pharmacy since the inception of our health and dental plan. They're vetted, their reputation is great. We are happy to partner with them. There was a dental clinic, I won't mention the name, that was looked into with our plan, started offering discounts to students, was in the course trying to get students to sign up for appointments. And they were awful, and we terminated our agreement with them very quickly, and then also had to help some students that were affected. Absolutely. So again, we try and monitor that really carefully. We also use a health and dental consultant that helps us monitor this. Absolutely, the public. So if you go on to the health and dental plan website, you will find a list of practitioners that are vetted and approved. And I can send it to you. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we have the list of things.
That one, I don't know if we would get into a situation where that would maybe not be legal. So what I would recommend is if you are considered a practitioner, just pop onto the website, read it at the time. Yeah, they're on our website.
Is there a process to like assess the needs of students and what they typically need, like need included in the health and dental plan throughout the year? And what does that process look like if there is one?
So I'm going to touch on that briefly. But of our 19,000 undergraduate students, the plan has been designed to meet the needs of that 17 to 24-year-old student. A lot of the highlights on the plan are the things that you're going to need to keep you well. Everybody should go for an eye exam. Everybody should go for a dental checkup or cleaning. Everybody might need a prescription here and there during their time at university, etc. So the highlights on our health and dental plan are things that are there to keep students healthy and engaged with their studies. Mental health supports is one that students asked a few years ago and said, you know, there's not enough coverage on our plan, but we want more mental health supports. That's something that we work with an actuary and so with our health and dental plan consultants to say, we've heard from students, they'd like more mental health support. What can we do? Can we cross that out? Can we see what our plan can afford? And we go and make those adjustments every year. That's mostly done through the feedback. And again, Ben's team has been working really hard this year to engage students. Health and dental is one of the areas that we're asking for feedback. And we love student feedback. We always want student feedback. So if there are things that you're suggesting like your own plan, oral contraceptives is another one that was really big a few years ago, and that's now on it. So again, student feedback is the way we design a plan.
Adding to that, how, since the like conception of having this, like health and plan, how has it changed? Like, has there been very many different changes with
Yes,
it?
absolutely. So I have only worked the plan since 2012. The plan's been in place much longer than that, and what we had one day to the next day, I would say it just ebbs and flows. Again, big things that we added to the plans, were the mental health supports, we increased that, we did the oral contraceptive later. Had been approached a number of years ago about medical marijuana. That wasn't something that we could offer on our health and health plan. The University of Waterloo does offer that, but they're also triple the time. They have triple the amount of students on their plan. And they've got a lot of procedures in place at that. So you'll find from school to school things vary. Again, it depends on your population. Some schools let full-time students only on their plans. Some parents let full-time and part-time, which is us. Yeah, very, very different things. Depending on school and year to year. Really quick thing to highlight too, I know that this year we should increase the vision coverage for our plan. Increased our practitioner coverage for the plan, so it was $30 a visit, it was $40 a visit. We also increased our drug coverage for students. You get 100% at University Pharmacy on the generic product and 80% of the brand. That's less. One of our not preferred pharmacies, but it's still good at 80 and 60.
I noticed that the wellness center was a chiropractor. Is that covered there as well? Or?
Absolutely. Yeah, so a big difference, the wellness center, everybody pays for the wellness center through their comprehensive student services fee. So no matter whether you're on the health and dental plan or not, you can always use the services of the wellness center. But yes, the plan does cover those benefits.
What's something that they need to pay extra for?
So there's nothing really on the plans that you can pay extra for. But it's, the plans are on a reimbursement basis. So if you need a medicine, you're gonna get the money taken off the plan right away. If you go to the dentist, if you go to physio, chiro, et cetera, you pay for your visit and then you can claim to get money back.
Is the process to make it feel not fairly usable?
It should be easy, and the best way to do it, if everybody has a mobile phone, there is a Blue Cross app. You can take a picture of your receipt, send it through. It gets to Blue Cross quicker, and they also have direct deposit available if you use the app, so when it goes right back in your bank account, that whole process could be very quick.
Yeah, sorry I came in a bit late, but thank you for speaking on this. I had some questions on the lines of students who have coverage because either they forgot to opt out or they didn't opt out but haven't used it. So what are some of the things that the school does to let people know that if they still have the insurance coverage that they can use it, there are resources available? Because even if you have insurance outside of the school or with the school, a lot of the times students don't really know what to do and know that there are these great healthcare plans available for their assistance. So
Yeah, so we do a really, so quickly from start to finish here, at the very beginning of our journey to get students onto the plan here, September 1, we go through a large email campaign. That's not only saying, hey, remember to opt out, that's also saying, hey, did you know there's a large amount of benefits available to you as a student? It outlines all the coverage, and then it also outlines a number of ways that you get support for the coverage. That is again through our lovely folks at the SU desk here, the SU desk in Brantford, and we also now have the Milton campus that students are part of the health and dental plan as well. We have a number of things on our Students Union website. Our provider, which is Student VIP, they have a live chat and they have an email that you can email into. We have, as the Students Union, the undergraduate health and dental plan email. We also do a lot of advertising around the school on our digital screens. We try and keep students up to date pretty much weekly on our newsletter that goes out for students. We do a very big targeted email campaign that goes to students usually the very beginning of August, then again at the very beginning of September, and then right before the health and dental plan opt-out closes. That's again, did you know you have benefits? Do you know how to use your benefits? Did you know that you can opt out of your benefits if you'd like to do so? Did you know that you can combine benefits with another plan that you might have? And that includes travel insurance if you're going on an exchange and things like that. And then we do large posters around the campus. We do advertise in the Cord as well as the River. And we also try and get to students through, I think it's Laurier 101 now, but it is formerly I think Head Start. And we try and get students right from the time they come in the door to let them know that student is here for them and happy to help.
Yeah, all really important information. I'm wondering if you know, I don't know if it's, because you said, I know that Student VIP has their own portal to do it, because I'm assuming a lot of the times after the opt-out, I don't know what day it is, after so many weeks when the semester begins, if there are people that like go back and say, oh, missed the opt-out, didn't know about the opt-out, can you go retroactively do that? I'm curious if that's a process, the one is ever made possible from Laurier, or if it's a Student VIP thing, and how often that happens, as a number and indicator of people that don't act or missing some of the information that comes out. I know it's a lot of things you mentioned, and
Yeah,
definitely on that a
so
bit, but
we get a large list from Laurier at the beginning of August to say these are all the registered students for the fall term. So we take that list and that's what we use working with Student VIP and our marketing team to send out our targeted email campaigns. They do a phenomenal job. MailChimp is usually what we send it out through. We use our newsletters, etc. So we can also go in and look at a unique user. So for instance, if someone comes to us and says, I missed the health and dental plan deadline, did they register late? Absolutely. You registered late, you didn't have the same 8 weeks that everybody else had to opt out of the health and dental plan. We can try and help you with that. We've had a situation this year where co-op students, they didn't know students were going on co-op or not early enough to assess those fees, so they got assessed really late. We let those students opt out. We also, for instance, if someone comes to us and said, the dog ate my homework and I don't know if I got any information on the opt-out, we can go back again and look at all the analytics we have. We can see the back end of the website, if your student ID visited the site, if your student ID opened our campaigns, etc. So we do have some tools at our disposal to go ahead and make the best decision for the student.
okay. And my last question, that's sort of kind of related, but you mentioned that targeting email campaigns or something, is it done or a possibility, or let me know your thoughts on if it is possible, but people that are still opted in but don't necessarily usually make a claim, maybe you could assume that they don't know that they still have it. Is that something that could be targeted into, here are some extra reminders about opting out?
So we do, from our marketing team, I know that they do look at the groups who don't open the emails as well. So we know that people, that is also informing our next campaigns. So at our beginning campaign, that's the very first everybody gets the email. The next couple campaigns are targeted to, hey, you haven't opened any of our emails or any of our communications. And then once again, we get closer to the deadline date, we target that group again to say, hey, you haven't opened any of our communications, the deadline is coming up, etc. So then following up after that, it's more or less a newsletter, but we could definitely target an email campaign of, hey, now you're on the health and dental plan because you didn't opt out, etc. Do you know how to use all these benefits? Right. So that's not something we currently are doing, but it's definitely something we could look into.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
I think the director online who has a question.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I have a question about the reimbursement. I see here that there's a provision that there's a maximum reimbursement of 3,500 payable for like everything in combination, including the extended health benefits and prescription drugs. So my question is there a plan to increase this? As personally, I do use the health and benefits, and for my glasses and for massage, chiropractor, stuff like that. And I feel like I'm kind of like, I go every week and I feel like I'm already, we're in the first semester right now, and I feel like I'm already almost towards the end of the coverage. And especially for glasses, the maximum eligible expense is 150. Now that's including like contact lenses, glasses, and eye exams. And I think that that's not enough because just the eye exam itself costs $100. So that leaves us with $50 for the actual glasses. But average price for glasses is about $300 to $500. So I was wondering if there could be some changes implemented in that, or if there are plans for that.
So there are always, there's not definitely any plans right now, but there are always ways to take that feedback and turn it into a recommendation. So again, we do heavily weigh on student feedback. The plan maximum that we're referring to right now, $3,500, is what a student has coverage for under the extended health umbrella. So that does include prescription medications and your practitioners like physio, chiro, et cetera, and it does include the vision benefit. Vision is one that we did just increase. It was $75 or
Yeah, it was 90, I think, before.
thank you. Yes, it was. It was $90 and it went up to the $150. It is every 2 years though, so it is a longer duration. But you're going to find even on private plans that vision expenses are very significant, and so there's never like significant coverage for vision under a health and dental plan, but it is definitely something that we could look at if that was feedback that you wanted to pass along. And practitioners, again, we did increase the benefit for that this year. It went from the 40 to 50, and that pool of benefits is at $600 total. So whether you use physio, chiro, all of the above, once you get to that $600, that is capped there. But there is still again coverage for other practitioners. If say chiro doesn't work, you can try physio. Those are, that's feedback that you'd like us to look at. We definitely can do so.
Yes, for sure. Especially the glasses, because like I mentioned, like glasses, it's hard to just to do it all within 150. Especially glasses are very expensive, especially if you have like a higher prescription. It could go up to like $600-700 as well. So that would be nice to see.
Thanks for that.
Thank you.
No problem.
Anyone else have any? I was just curious if you have like a number of conversations on that.
Yes, so we just had our full year meeting with our health and dental plan consultants at the beginning of November. So the statistics I'll give you right now are from our last year, our last plan year of September 1 of 2023 to 2024. But during that plan year, we had 14,000. 467 students, so 14,467 students stayed on both the health and dental plans out of our around 19,000 students. So it's a pretty significant amount of students that are using the plans right
now. If there's no other question.
Oh, and sorry, I don't know if you have a statistic, because I was asked about it. Do you have the number of how many people on the health plan make certain amount of claims, one claim, no claims, more than multiple?
So I don't know that particular one.
Okay.
I'll definitely get that for you. But I think there was a question on unique users as well. Was that something that you guys were interested in as well? So I did bring that statistic, and it is something that I actually have a statistic for over the last 4 years. But for our 2020-2024 policy year again, out of those 14,467 students, there were 4,575 students that made a unique claim to the health and dental plan. So that's about 33% of our numbers.
Yeah.
Do you have like a breakdown between like, I guess it's like all connected, like just matter which campuses.
Correct, right, yeah, so it's a, well, yeah, Waterloo Brantford only for these ones, and then this coming year, our statistics will include Milton.
Okay, yes, the plan will be introduced.
Yeah, so the plan did roll out as of September 1 for our Milton students.
They
as
have
well.
the same thing.
Yes, so it is a group policy, so everybody that's an undergraduate student or laureate has the same group coverage.
Is there any more questions? Anything online? No. All right, well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Information.
I'm always happy to chat if anybody has any questions. Our SU desks are trained in the health and dental plans too, so please come and visit us. And if at future you'd like a presentation from our health and dental plan consultant, that's something we can do as well.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
And thank you, Evan, for that, and Ian, and whoever organized that, thank you for doing that. All right, so we can move on to the direct inspection committee election. So there are three, policies that are to be inspected. GP number 2D, GP number 2G1, and BNP number 2B2. They're a little bit longer. So if you guys don't wanna have one committee do all three, that's fine. It's just easier because you only need to find like one kind of stuff. So I just need two directors.
Two directors per also.
No, like, I was just gonna do them all at once, all three. It's like of like 2.5 pages of policy. So it'll be like probably an hour.
Pretty busy, to be honest.
Well, I need two people, so I know some people haven't been to any of the direct inspection committees. So if you haven't been to the. I have to review the policy. Like, I'll be there, you have another director, and we just read over the policy, and then if there needs to be any changes.
Expression of board is like for compliant, non-compliant.
Like, to say if they're like still up to date and like. Like, it's pretty like straightforward, like, you really just read them, and then we're not looking for things to change, we're just looking to make sure that the policy is like still relevant. All of the direct inspection committees we've had so far haven't been changed. All right, perfect. All right, so, and then argue, so do you stand? All right. So can I get a motion that the board of directors, now are elect, Director Ejom and Director Solo, as well as myself, to the, direct inspection committee of GP number 2D, GP number 2G1, and BNP number 2B2. So we will. All right, motion by Director Garcia Shaw, seconded by Director Sharif. Is there any discussion on the matter? Are you guys? Yes. Well, take it. All right, move on to voting. All those opposed, all those abstaining, and all those in favor. And vote passes 0-0 to 12. All right, we'll move on to the in-camera. So Steve, Ben, and then the record directors. All right, can I get a motion that the board allow Ian and the board secretary to come into the in-camera session? Motion by Director Bruno, seconded by Director Spiritu. Is there any discussion on the matter? No. All right, we can move into voting. All those opposed, all those abstaining, and all those in favor. And vote passes 0-0 to 12.